Today's Lenten reading is taken from Matthew 21, 1-17. But for the purpose of this short podcast, I wanted to focus on the last 5 verses, which is 12-17. And it's the story of Jesus flipping tables in the temple, which is a striking scene in Jesus' life and definitely a juxtaposition between what we usually expect from Jesus. It's not a soft, quiet moment, but it's disruptive and loud and passionate. Jesus enters the temple, God's house, the center of worship, and instead of finding prayer and reverence, he sees a market, people buying and selling animals for sacrifice, money changers exchanging currency, likely profiting off of those who had come to worship. So what does Jesus do? What actually happens in this short passage? Jesus enters the temple and drove out all who were buying and selling there. He overturned the tables of the money changers and the benches of those selling doves. He says, "It is written, my house will be called a house of prayer, but you are making it a den of robbers." This moment isn't about Jesus losing his temper. It's about Jesus reclaiming a holy space. He isn't angry for anger's sake. He's grieved that what was meant to be sacred has been commercialized, distracted, and misused. And right after the clearing, he says, "The blind and the lame came to him at the temple, and he healed them." The children began shouting praise, "Hosanna to the Son of David." But the religious leaders were not amazed. They are indignant. So what is actually going on here? I want to split it into 3 themes. 1 being cleansing, 2 being restoration, and the 3rd being revealing. So the first theme is cleansing. Jesus removes what doesn't belong. The temple had become noisy, selfish, and cluttered with activity, but not with worship. Jesus flips the tables to say, this is not what this space is for. During Lent, we're invited to let Jesus do the same in us. What tables in our hearts have become filled with things that don't honor God? Maybe it's distractions, maybe it's bitterness, maybe it's a quiet pride or a habit we've justified for too long. Lent is about giving God access to our inner temple, the places we'd rather keep private. Theme 2 is restoring. Jesus makes space for what matters. Once the clutter is gone, the healing begins. The blind and the lame come in. People who weren't welcome before now have a space. They're not pushed aside, they're healed. Jesus clears out corruption so he can restore compassion. He flips the tables so the temple can become a place of presence, healing, and intimacy with God again. Ask yourself, what would my life look like if I gave Jesus more space? What healing might begin if I stopped holding on to what I know is broken? The final theme is revealing. Jesus shows who truly understands him. Children are crying out praising Jesus, and the religious leaders, who were meant to be the most knowledgeable at the time, are angry and they don't understand what Jesus is doing. Jesus responds with scripture. Out of the mouths of infants and nursing babies you have prepared praise. It's the children who get him, not the scholars, not the powerful people. Because true worship isn't about status, it's about recognition. These children recognize Jesus for who he really is, the Messiah. During Lent, we're called to become like children again, to approach God not with pride or performance, but with openness and awe. So, what is the takeaway from this? Lent is a season of invitation. Jesus isn't just flipping the tables in a building, he's asking to flip the tables in our hearts, not to destroy us, but to cleanse us, restore us, and to fill us again. We all have those things that we cling to that get in the way of prayer, worship, and love. This Lent, you can ask God, what do you want me to remove from my life? How can I make space for real worship? Because when Jesus flips tables, it's not a moment of rage, it's a moment of grace. He makes room for the blind to see, the lame to walk, and the children to sing. Let him do that in you. Thank you.